Welcome back to Saturday Agenda. I'm Kilmany Dukart. We have a lot more ahead in today's show. But first, let's get the latest on the ground with Michael Grimm, who is live for us in Ukraine. Michael.
Kilmany, good afternoon. Although it's fairly quiet here in the center of Kyiv, there's a lot still going on. There's strategic airstrikes throughout the country. I've heard of one in Kamenchek where it appears to be a fuel refinery that's ablaze. There's other things going on outside of this particular area. Kyiv in the suburbs is particularly devastated. The Russian troops pulled out for the most part. However, they left behind a lot of tripwires and mines, and unfortunately, a lot of bodies in the streets. I can tell you that we were able to confirm a lot of civilian casualties today. I was on the ground, confirmed at least 2 vehicles. I'm sure there's many more that were trying to flee. An entire family shot at point-blank range in this car and in other vehicles as well. I spoke with some of the neighbors today. I asked one, why didn't you evacuate? And he said to me, I have 2 very large dogs that I would never leave behind, and this is my land. And you could just hear in his voice how determined he was to stay and protect his land to the best of his abilities. Right after that, I spoke with another individual in the Army that was just in a skirmish. He told me 4 or 5 hours before we got there. Apparently, Russian Special Forces unit was left behind, whether their comms went out and they didn't know that they were evacuating the area, or they were left behind as a diversionary tactic. That we'll probably never know, but they were in firefights because they were embedded in some of the houses. People evacuated, the Russian Special Forces went in, and they were clearing, the Ukrainians were clearing house to house when these skirmishes went on, and then we heard that there was some sniper fire in the area when we bugged out, which may have been diversion to get their Special Forces units out. We don't know, but a lot going on around Kyiv, not so much inside, and strategic strikes continuing throughout the country.
Michael, I'm wondering how optimistic the Ukrainian military feels right now, given some of the Russian movement that we've seen on the ground and the shifting of positions.
Well, they're extremely proud of the fact that they were able to hold Kyiv and to push Russian forces out of these suburbs. Again, there was Irpin, there was Hostomel, Bucha. All these areas have pretty much come back to Ukrainian control, and they've also started to shift their own resources. We have about 15,000 Ukrainian troops headed east and south, as well as Special Forces troops. So they know there's going to be, they're expecting anyway, large offensive attacks on that eastern, we speak about it all the time, that Donbass in the Donetsk region, and of course, along the south, the fight for control of the coastline along the Black Sea. But it's also interesting today, I'm still trying to confirm, but I'm hearing Russian troops are moving around Moldova, that Transnistria area. It's a very small sliver that Russia controls, and they be coming from Moldova. They would move east towards Odessa as the rest of the troops move west from Mykolaiv. So it's interesting to see how the strategy ends up, but right now they're preparing for the east and the south, and they're moving troops accordingly.
Michael Grimm, really appreciate your reporting on the ground. Thanks for that.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.